Cultivator, welcome back to my channel. In this video today, I'm going to be chatting with you about how to dress appropriately for your upcoming video job interview. As you may know, video interviews are becoming quite the norm. Even without social distancing measures, I believe in the new normal, video interviews are going to be widely adopted and even replace the phone screen interviews. Reason being is you can tell so much about a person, you can feel more connected and understand who they truly are when you're able to see them even in a 2D world. But when it comes to leaving positive first impressions and really being able to translate yourself on this 2D screen, there are a couple of rules that you want to make sure you keep in mind because it's not going to be identical to the rules that you would follow with going to an on-site or in-person interview. So with that being said, let's dig into how to prepare your dress code and wardrobe for your upcoming interview via video. Alright, so the first tip I have for you is to make sure that you avoid wearing stripes by all measures because on camera, whenever you wear stripes, it makes everything look distracting because the stripes get distorted. Also, when it comes to colors, I would try to avoid anything that is on the darker side of the spectrum, such as navy blue or even black. I know that sounds crazy because in a normal interview, you might wear a color such as that. However, on camera, as you can see, compared to the white, it is a bit muted and it doesn't really help you pop or seem as memorable. The quality of the colors on camera are just a little bit less saturated, and so what I would highly recommend is sticking to colors that are a bit brighter, whether those are the blue hues, greens, yellows, whites, reds, like anything that really pops but is still very appropriate for the type of role and industry that you're moving into. In my opinion, white is the safest choice. All right, I'm back. I had to change because those stripes were distracting even me during this video recording. So the other thing I will say is that no matter where you are meeting this interviewer on, whether it's Skype, Zoom, or any other conference tool that they're using, you can make sure that you have your setup in place. You know exactly what the background looks like. You have your lighting in front of you, and just see and play around with what feels right for you and looks good for you on camera. And don't forget to check out the suggested video here because I conducted a whole video tutorial on the tech setup that you need to make sure that the quality of your interview is coming through. And I included all of the links to my own setup that I'm using right now in case you're interested. Now, the other thing that I want to mention when it comes to video interview is you still want to dress appropriately for the type of role that you are going for. So if you are, say, in professional services, you know you're in a role that is going to allow you to wear a suit to work, whether it's you're a lawyer or a hedge fund manager, for example, you really want to make sure that you're dressed in the way that you would during the interview, coming in as a formal suit. And the only thing I'll mention here is that you want to make sure that your temperature control is going to allow you to interview comfortably during this entire time period while sitting there in front of a camera. So you never want to get up in the middle of an interview to change the thermostat or start sweating because you haven't factored this in. Really just take that into account. And then of course when you're sitting down you'll want to unbutton your jacket, and that's okay. And you might even mention partway into the interview, do you mind if I remove my jacket for a moment? And the interviewer will obviously say yes, but at least they have that initial first impression of, wow, this person really came into this video interview dressing the part. If you know the dress code is going to be more business casual, something like this will do, whether it's an Oxford, any type of button-up, cardigan, blouse, you can use your best judgment there as well. And then of course, if you are even interviewing for a tech role where everybody shows up in jeans and t-shirt, then you can go ahead and dress a bit more casually as well. The most important factor to remember here is that you want to dress in what is going to make you comfortable and confident. And with that being said, I know know a lot of people might think, oh, I could just wear yoga pants down below or even no pants at all. But I just want you to embody how you would be dressing up, even if it means that you're actually wearing the shoes with the slacks or the skirt, whatever bottom that you would wear on the interview day, because what you're wearing really does allow you to feel a certain way, and you really want to find that confident and comfortable balance for yourself. All right, and finally, you just want to make sure that whatever you're wearing is, of course, wrinkle-free and stain-free, because things get picked up on camera. There's actually not a desk in between you and the interviewer, so they're going to be able to see everything very clearly. Just make sure that you just check all of those details, because you want to make sure that whatever you're bringing forth is, again, going to be the best first impression. Whatever you need to do to make sure you're properly fitted, test it out before you actually hit go live. And then for the men, by the way, who are watching this, I went ahead and found some pictures for you on the internet that you can really utilize for these video interviews from the top up. And for all of the females out there that are watching this, I would just say, you know, be as simple as possible when it comes to your makeup. You definitely don't want any shiny disco ball earrings or any jewelry that's going to catch the light and kind of reflect and kind of distract from your face again. So really, when it comes to the interview, you want to kind of be from a few inches below the shoulder on up and have your whole head, but this is really the main frame that people are going to be seeing, and you want it to be as presentable as possible. And I just want to caveat, by the way, I am not a fashionista by any means or any stretch of the imagination. These are just some of the tips and tools that I've picked up. And speaking of tips and tools, if you are interested in getting access to my free resource library, I'll link it down below. I have a ton of interview guides and templates and worksheets that you can fill as you're thinking about the context of what you're going to be saying inside the interview. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, as I am releasing this video next week. Until then, I hope that you continue to cultivate your life and career. Take care.